The Universal Tech Units podcast is an official tech podcast made by Speed and Nguyen with the voice made from Google's Netbook LM. Do not reproduce our podcast without permissions from the owner. Welcome to the Universal Tech Units podcast. You know, in our digital world, it feels like things change so fast, especially our phones, the software, the look. It's constant. Sometimes it's small tweaks. Other times it's, well, a whole new vibe. Hard to keep track sometimes. So today we're taking a deep dive into one of those bigger shifts. We're looking at the latest from Google Android 16, and specifically its bold new look, Material 3 Expressive.
Right. And our mission today really is to get past the buzzwords. We want to unpack what's actually changed, look at the research Google did, and figure out what these updates mean for your day-to-day smartphone experience. We're trying to cut through the hype, give you the real insights.
Exactly.
Okay.
And to help us do that, we've got quite a few sources lined up. Articles from places like Mashable, Android Authority, Design Wine, TechnoWise.
Some good ones there.
Yeah. And even some pretty lively discussions off Reddit. You know how those can be.
Oh, yeah. Unfiltered is the word.
So let's get into it. First off, the timing of Android 16. This was a bit of a surprise, wasn't it?
It really was. A genuine curveball. It launched back in June 2025.
Months earlier than usual. Google normally waits until, what, Q3? August, September?
Exactly. They totally broke their usual pattern. So yeah, it's already out there on devices.
Which brings up a good point. Why update? I mean, features are nice, but...
Well, yeah, features are the flashy part. But honestly, the most important reason to accept these official updates is security. Always.
Nice. The boring stuff that keeps you safe.
It might seem boring, but it's critical. These updates patch vulnerabilities, protect you from new threats. It's like updating your phone's immune system. You really should hit that update button when it appears. Plus, releasing early like this. It's also a strategic play by Google. Puts pressure on competitors, gets their new stuff adopted faster.
Okay, strategy aside, let's talk about the main event. Material 3 Expressive. You mentioned it's the new design language. So is this like Material 4, a whole new generation?
Good question. No, it's important to clarify that. It's not Material 4. Think of Material U, which was based on Material 3 as the first step towards personalization.
Right, the color matching themes and all that.
Exactly. Material 3 Expressive builds on that. It enhances Material 3, pushes the dynamic stuff even further. It's more like a really vibrant refresh, a new coat of paint, new UI elements, but on the same Material 3 foundation.
Gotcha. So an evolution, not a revolution.
Precisely. And Google's been very clear. They're calling this their most researched design refresh ever. This wasn't just cooked up in a design lab somewhere based on feeling.
Most researched ever. Okay, that sounds serious. What does that even mean? How much research are we talking?
We're talking a lot. Get this. 46 global studies.
46.
Yep. And over 18,000 participants worldwide. They really dug deep.
Wow. Okay. So what were they looking for? Just like, is this pretty? Or something deeper?
Much deeper. They weren't just testing for usability anymore. They were trying to measure emotional response. Does the interface feel, energetic, friendly, playful?
Measuring playful in a phone UI. That's ambitious. How do you even do that? And what did all those 18,000 people actually say?
It's fascinating, right? They used a mix of methods asking people directly, tracking reactions, rating designs on these emotional scales. And the big takeaway was pretty clear. Users, especially younger ones, really lean towards these more expressive designs.
How strong a preference are we talking?
Up to 87% preference among the 18 to 24 group. They rated the expressive designs higher on things like visual appeal, sure, but also intention to use.
Okay, so they liked the look and wanted to use it more.
Exactly. And they used words like energetic, emotive, positive vibe, creative, playful, friendly to describe them. It really suggests, a shift in expectations. People want tech that feels more alive, maybe, more engaging than just purely functional.
All right, so the research points towards expressive. What does that actually look like day to day? If I pick up a phone with Android 16, what am I going to see that's different?
Okay, so visually, you'll notice more dynamic and responsive elements. Take buttons, for example.
Yeah.
They might give a little subtle jiggle when you tap them. Just a tiny bit of feedback, a little personality. App controls are generally more colorful, more dynamic.
Wait, hang on. Buttons actually jiggle. Seriously. Is that annoying?
Right.
Or fun? What did the research say about the jiggle?
Well, jiggle might be exaggerating it slightly. It's more like a subtle animation, a micro-interaction. The idea based on the research is that it creates this subconscious feeling of responsiveness, a little bit of delight maybe, like interacting with a physical object almost. It's not meant to be distracting.
Okay, subtle jiggles. I can maybe live with that. What else?
Animations are a really big part of it. They're describing them as springy.
Springy.
Yeah, think about dismissing a notification instead of just swiping away. It might have this smooth kind of detach effect, maybe with a little haptic rumble.
Oh, okay, like it's peeling off.
Sort of, and maybe the notifications around it subtly react too. You'll see these springy animations when you close apps, use the volume slider, pull down the notification shade. It's meant to feel more fluid, more organic.
Interesting. So more motion, more feedback. What else stands out visually?
Typography's had a big refresh. New styles to make the information hierarchy clearer. Headlines, key buttons, they'll use larger sizes, heavier weight, so they really pop.
Makes sense? Easier to scan?
Right. And shakes. There are 35 new shape options, distinctive ones, and they can have smooth shape morphing transitions.
Shape morphing, like a
Yep.
square turning into a circle.
Or maybe into a squircle, you know, those rounded square icons. It adds another layer of visual interest. Plus, you'll see more background blur, especially in the notification shade and quick settings, to create a sense of depth and focus.
And the colors. Material U is all about matching the wallpaper.
That's still there, the personalization. But Material 3 Expressive brings richer, more nuanced color palettes. They've also worked on improving contrast and readability within those themes. So it's familiar, but refined. And this also translates into new tools for developers.
Ah, okay. So they can actually build apps that use this stuff.
Exactly. There are new components, like new loading indicators. Instead of just a boring spinning circle, you might see animated morphing shapes while something loads.
Okay, that could be nice. Less monotonous.
Yeah. And things like split buttons. Basically, a group of two buttons, one primary action, one related secondary one. Cleans up choices. And button groups for organizing buttons horizontally, handling overflow if there are too many, even options for toggling selections on or off.
So developers get more building blocks to make apps feel more integrated with this expressive style.
That's the idea, leading to, hopefully, a better, more intuitive experience for you, the user.
And these changes aren't just inside apps, right? The main system UI gets some updates too.
Absolutely. Quick settings, for instance. You can pin more controls now, customize it more, and you can even resize some tiles to show more information or controls directly.
Resizable tiles, that could be handy.
Definitely. And another really cool one, live updates in notifications.
Live updates, what's that?
Think about tracking a food delivery or a ride share. You know how you keep opening the app to see where they are?
Ugh, yes. Constantly.
With live updates, you'll see that progress directly in the notification itself. Real-time updates without needing to open the app.
Okay, that sounds genuinely useful. Less app switching. I like that.
It's a big convenience boost. And this whole design philosophy, it's not just stopping at phones.
Oh. Where else is it going?
Wear OS Material 3 Expressive is coming to Wear OS 6, starting with the Pixel Watch.
Ah, so watches get the springy animations and morphing shapes too.
Yep. Tailored for circular displays, naturally. So animations follow the curve. It's about creating that same consistent, more delightful feel across your devices.
Consistency is good.
And they're also promising performance improvements with Wear OS 6. Even with all the new visuals, they're talking up to 10% better battery life.
Better battery with more animations. Okay, that's impressive if they pull it off.
It really is. Shows some serious optimization work. But, you know, with all this focus on visuals and emotion, it does raise some questions. Not everyone's sold on this direction.
Right, it sounds cool, but is it always better, this whole push for expressiveness? Does it actually help users? Or is it just, marketing fluff for the new Android version?
That's the core debate, really. Google has all this research saying people prefer it, especially younger demographics, but critics are asking if these constant visual changes are actually serving long-term usability.
Yeah, I've definitely seen some of that pushback online. Reading through forums, some people are calling the new UI. Well, let's just say not everyone's a fan.
What kind of things are they saying?
Terms like childish, ugly, even bloated mess come up. Complaints about too much padding, wasted space on the screen.
Mm-hmm. And those aren't just aesthetic complaints necessarily. There are real usability concerns tied into that.
Like what?
Like information density. If you add more padding, make elements bigger and bouncier, you see less information on the screen at once.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Which can slow down people who know exactly where things are and just want to get things done quickly.
Yeah.
Power users.
Exactly. They might find it less scannable, less efficient. Then there's the rollout issue. It's not like a switch flips and everything looks like Material 3 Expressive overnight.
No, it takes months, right? Apps update at different paces. before manufacturers add their own skins.
Precisely. So you end up with this period of mixed interfaces, fragmentation. Some apps look new, some look old. It can feel inconsistent, even jarring for a while.
And remember that weird music player concept that made the rounds? People are really confused by that one.
Ah, yes, the infamous music player. It's really important to stress. Google showed that as an example of what not to do.
Oh, right. It was a cautionary tale.
Exactly. It showed what happens when you prioritize fancy aesthetics over fundamental usability, breaking core interaction patterns just to look different. Google used it to say, don't do this.
Okay, that makes more sense.
And that example really underscores the need for well-applied design. The flare can't compromise function. It has to enhance it, or at least not hinder it.
Finding that balance. Freshness versus familiarity.
It's a delicate balance. You need to keep things intuitive. If an interface feels slower or harder to use, no amount of jiggling buttons is going to make up for that. This tension between expressive design and pure efficiency, it's really front and center with Material 3 Expressive.
Makes you wonder where the line is. How expressive is too expressive?
That's the million-dollar question designers are grappling with.
Okay, so visuals aside for a moment. Android 16 isn't just a pretty face, right? There are other functional improvements under the hood.
Oh, absolutely. Quite a few significant ones, actually.
Let's talk about those. What else is new?
A big one is adaptive apps. This is really key for foldables and tablets.
Making apps work better on bigger screens.
Exactly. Instead of just stretching a phone app awkwardly, apps built with this in mind will automatically adapt their layout. They'll spread out, use the extra space intelligently. It's crucial for making foldables and tablets genuinely useful for more complex tasks.
That's been a long time coming for Android tablets especially.
Definitely. Then there are enhancements to notifications beyond the live updates we mentioned.
More notification stuff. What now?
Auto-grouping. So if you get multiple notifications from the same app, say a bunch of emails or messages, Android 16 will automatically stack them together neatly.
Oh, thank goodness. My notification shade is a disaster zone sometimes.
Yeah, this should help declutter things significantly, make it easier to manage that constant flow of information.
Okay, what else? I heard something about desktop mode.
Yes, Android is taking another step towards being more like a desktop OS. Android 16 introduces proper desktop windows and much better support for external displays.
So you can plug your phone into a monitor and get like actual windows you can resize and move around.
Yeah.
With a keyboard and mouse?
That's the goal, making Android much more capable when you're using it on a larger screen with peripherals. It really blurs the lines between mobile and desktop computing.
Interesting. And security, you mentioned that earlier. Any specific new features there?
Security always gets attention. There's a new feature called Identity Check.
Okay.
Basically, if your phone detects it's in an untrusted location, maybe it's been stolen, it can force you to use biometrics, like your fingerprint or face, to access certain sensitive settings or features.
Like password autofill. So a thief couldn't just use your saved passwords.
Exactly. It adds an extra layer of security if your phone falls into the wrong hands. There's also something called advanced protection.
Sounds comprehensive.
It's like a built-in security suite. Helps identify harmful apps, protects against online attacks like phishing scams, blocks spam calls. More peace of mind built right in.
And one more.
A safety check feature within the Personal Safety app lets you easily check in with chosen contacts if you feel at risk, or maybe you're going somewhere alone. A simple way to let people know you're okay, or if you might need help.
That sounds like a really thoughtful addition. Okay, one last area. Accessibility. Any improvements there?
Yes, a significant boost, particularly for hearing aid users.
That's so.
Better support for more brands of hearing aids, first off, and it makes using LE audio devices during calls easier.
Right. LE audio. Can you remind us quickly what that is?
Sure. LE audio is just the next generation of Bluetooth audio. Lower energy use, potentially better quality, really good for small devices like hearing aids.
Gotcha.
So Android 16 improves how hearing aids using LE audio work with calls. You can even use your phone's microphone as the input for your LE audio hearing aids now and adjust ambient sound levels directly from the phone.
Wow, using the phone as the microphone for your hearing aid. That's clever.
It really is. And there's native support for something called Auracast.
Auracast.
Yeah, it's a Bluetooth LE audio broadcast feature. Imagine being in an airport lounge or a gym. Instead of blaring announcements over loudspeakers or everyone having their own music, a single source could broadcast audio directly to everyone's compatible headphones or hearing aids simultaneously.
Like a shared personal audio stream.
Exactly. Multiple people connecting to one source. Huge potential for accessibility, public announcements, shared listening experiences. It's pretty cool tech.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, Android 16 feels like a really packed release. You've got this major visual overhaul with Material 3 Expressive,
Right.
driven by all that research into emotion and
I
usability.
plenty to jiggling buttons and springy animations.
Yeah, all that. But then you've also got really solid functional upgrades under the hood, better security, much better accessibility, real steps towards improving large screen and foldable use.
It's definitely a mix, trying to push the interface forward aesthetically while also shoring up the foundations.
So, looking at the bigger picture,
Mhm.
what does Material 3 Expressive, with this intense focus on emotion and dynamism, really signal for the future? Are all our digital interfaces going to start feeling things back at us?
That's the big question, isn't it? Could this be the start of interfaces that genuinely try to connect on an emotional level, become more like companions, less like simple tools?
Or will we just get tired of it? Will the constant bouncing and morphing lead to user fatigue, making us wish for interfaces that are just quiet and efficient?
It's a fascinating trajectory. Will expressiveness win out, or will utility remain king? Or can they truly coexist long term?
Definitely something to think about. It makes you consider your own preferences, doesn't it? Are you excited for this bolder, more, expressive future? Or do you lean towards something more subtle, just gets the job done?
Ultimately, the choice, or at least the reaction, is personal.
Indeed it is. Something for all of us to experience and decide on as these updates roll out. See you again in the next episode of this Tech Podcast.